All right, welcome back. We continue with our Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Nights. In fact, in honor of baseball season, we have a doubleheader. Two of them. Robert Murray writes this: Fernando Tatis Jr.'s extension is the third largest contract in baseball history and the largest deal for a pre-ARB eligible player. This surpasses Mike Trout's first extension of $144 million. And then Mike B. 923 says, when Fernando Tatis Jr.'s contract ends, the Mets will still have one more year left to pay Bobby Bonilla. That, my friends, is the best contract in sports right now. He's sitting back every year, July, 31st or July 1st?
I think it's July. Yeah, it's July 31st. I think it's Bobby Bonilla Day. He collects $1.19 million from the Mets. It's a beautiful deal. That pre-ARB thing is pretty important too. The fact that it's pre-ARB and it's that much money. The Trout deal was the one I had in mind, his first deal, because that's really the benchmark for this sort of thing. That's why I love it. And by the way, I bet you every other owner in baseball hates what the Padres are doing, and I bet you the guys in that clubhouse and around the league love it. And this is where spending money is going to help them, because even if they don't reach their expectations this year, people are going to want to come to play there. Holy cow, they pay. Right. They like it. They like spending money, and they seem to want to win. And it's San Diego. You said there's never going to be another sunny day there, Bob. I beg to differ. That is a sunny, wonderful city with great beer.
Yeah, but it can't be sunshine when it's raining that much money. It's raining everywhere you go. But here's the thing. This is a choice. This is what baseball is right now. It's a choice. You either play the game or you don't play the game. And a lot of people right now, Chris, in baseball, don't want to play the game. It goes far beyond the Pirates, too. This is an indictment of the entire system that so many teams are unwilling to play the game, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is. You're 100% correct. There's about 5 teams that are trying to play the game. All but San Diego are teams in huge media markets where those TV contracts just make it almost a given that you're going to do so. You think Rob Manfred's sitting in his commissioner's office, his big leather chair, saying, well, I can't believe they would do all this and spend all this money for a hunk of metal at the end of the year. Gee willikers. What a joke he is and what a joke the sport is. You know what? I'm going to put a bet in tonight on the Padres to win the World Series, and even if it doesn't come true, I'll still feel good knowing that I put one in for the team that's actually trying to do what the rest of the team should be trying to do.
I may join you on that one. All right, it's 412-575-2600 is the number. We have a tweet here before I go to the lines. This is from Davis Gagali. Boy, this is, I don't know what it is. It's a bunch of letters thrown together, and that's what it looks like to me. He says the Pirates payroll is $39 million total. They're a joke. When is it going to end? It's going to end when, who knows if it'll ever end. But what they're going to try to do, you have to understand, is trying to bring up the prospects, add to the prospects, develop the prospects, and when the prospects reach here, surround them with other people. That's all part of the plan. Whether or not we see it come to fruition, who knows? Let's go to Jim in Castle Shannon. Jim, you're up. Go ahead.
How you doing? Hi, Chris. Hey, Bob. Hey. I think the Penguins should start Christian Smith as a regular goaltender because he's 4-1 and Tisson Jerry is 3-5-1, and average points in goal, Christian Smith is 284 and Tisson Jerry is 373.
You know, that Tristan Smith is pretty good. No,
Kristen Smith?
I understand what you're saying. You're
Casey?
Yeah, I
Swimmy,
understand.
Swami, Samsonite? I was way off.
The Smith, well, first of all, they're going to go. They have Jari now back-to-back games. I don't know that he was bad in that
He played well.
second
He
game.
played well in that loss.
He
no,
did.
they betrayed
the rest of the
him.
team didn't.
They betrayed him.
So he's had 2 good games in a row. So I think they're going to continue to ride with him. And they have 2 big games coming up against the Islanders, who are playing well right now.
Yeah, he's clearly the more talented goalie of the two, and I thought he played well enough even in defeat that you try to keep rolling him out there, because if he does get on a hot streak the way he was playing the first half of last season, then you could start to see this team rattle off a bunch of wins and create whatever passes for a degree of separation in this season's kind of weird schedule.
Mike in the North Hills joins us right now on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, to Ben or not to Ben has become the Steelers' existential question. I have a couple of statements and then a question. I'm on the fence on this. I like your idea, Bob, of restructuring Ben's contract, knowing that we're going to have a bigger cap in the future. But on the other side, I think Mason Rudolph, given a fair chance, could be good enough and would enable us to sign our defensive players. That's
good enough to do what, though, Mike? That would good enough to do what? If you think you say Mason Rudolph could be good enough to what end?
I think he would be serviceable at the worst. Not
You
not
don't
bad, as
win.
some
You don't
people
win
say.
Super Bowls
What would
with
his
serviceable
ceiling?
anymore.
What would
That's
his
the problem.
ceiling be, Mike? What would you think it would be?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say a 7.5.
That's better than serviceable. That'll get you a couple Pro Bowl popularity contest nods. I thought one of the interesting things about what Kevin Colbert said today was that he seemed pretty effusive in his praise of Mason Rudolph. Like that one game against Cleveland that admittedly I think the fourth quarter there for Mason Rudolph opened some eyes. Kevin Colbert seemed like a guy laying the groundwork of, hey, just in case this Ben thing really doesn't work out, hey, don't forget Mason Rudolph almost beat the Browns and kept them out of the playoffs.
That's exactly right. So, hey, listen, there's a lot yet to be written here in the next month. We're going to find out what they do. And, if it ends that they're not going to want to meet Ben at whatever Ben wants, and even if it's a reduction, then, if Roethlisberger's not ready to retire, and I don't think he is, Chris, then that could open up a whole different storyline moving forward. So we'll see. Let's go out to Dale in Brooklyn. What's up, Dale? How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Hey, you made a valuation on the Pirates last week for $1.1 billion. How do you arrive at that figure? I mean, who's going to want to pay that kind of money for a team that's going to finish in the cellar, pretty much?
Well, if you sell it,
That's
I guarantee.
that's not the thing, though. That's not the way to look at
Right.
it. Everybody wants to own a team because the teams just continually appreciate in value. The Marlins fetched, I believe, $1 billion. It's a good racket to be in if you own one of these teams because every year the value of the team goes up by a lot of money, and that's why people want it. It has nothing to do with where they're going to finish in the standings. In fact, in some ways, it could be the opposite effect. A team that spends a ton of money and finishes at the top of the standings but doesn't have much operating income, like the Milwaukee Brewers, I'm sure that you could make them even more valuable by just having them sit in the cellar.
Yeah, there's no question. They would save money. Their valuation will go up anyway because they're part of that group. Here's the other thing. A lot of guys who want to get in this game, this ownership game, already have a lot of money. They wouldn't be able to buy the team if they didn't. But what they don't have is popularity and name recognition. Jerry Jones got it. Nobody knew who Jerry Jones was until he bought the Dallas Cowboys. And although
Steve
he's
Cohen
ruined
with
them,
the Mets.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so many of these guys who want that exposure. And so that's how it goes. We're going to take a break here. And when we come back, we have Kathy. We also have a few other lines that are open. So it's 412-575-2600. Call us. We'd love to hear from you. Next, right here live on Pittsburgh CW.